So welcome to the start of the 2045 season. My name is Paul, also known as the Northman, and thank you so much for tuning in. Now, if you are new to the series and you've joined us in 2045, do not worry, during this season you can easily catch up on what is going on. Basically, we are AB in the Faroe Islands as well as the national team manager, and we are trying to make AB and the Faroe Islands the biggest nations in world football. It's going okay with the club team. National team wise, it's fair to say that we suck. So in this video we are going to preview the season ahead, have a look at some of the other teams in the league, and get us prepared for the season ahead. Remember, in this season we are going to have 4 episodes this week. We're going to have an episode today, then tomorrow, which is Tuesday as this goes out, is going to be the mid-season review. On Thursday is going to be the end of the transfer window, and on Friday will be end of season review, just to test how 4 videos in one season goes down, and if it is enjoyable for you guys being a little bit shorter in episode length. So going into the season, we have made only a couple of transfers. We do have some transfers coming in the summer, but we will obviously look at them in the transfer review episode, which will be done for the end of August, basically. Okay, so 2 transfers done as the season starts. First one is Tommy Kielstrup. I actually tried to bring him in last year, but he wasn't interested in joining. But now he's past the age of 18, players are more likely to move abroad and stuff. So he's come in. Mentally is what really attracted me to him. Really good work rate, teamwork, good leadership, good determination, good bravery as well. Decent physicals, and technically not the worst as well. And the fact that he's a left back, and our main left back Hansen is now 29, does mean when this guy hits the age of 20, he hopefully will be ready to slot in as our new first choice left back. If clubs haven't already picked him up, clubs already want him on loan, I'm assuming transfer bids are going to come in at some point. 1.5 million paid for him. And also Spiro Logic comes in as a... This is one of them signings where I do believe long term he will not be good enough for us, but hopefully will stay within the Faroe Islands. Comes in for $1 million. I feel like it is money worth spending. I do think we'll get our money back if we do sell him abroad. If he goes to another club within our league structure, we probably will take a loss on him, but that's okay. We do have the financial clout to do that. Now, he does have some good attributes, but he also is lacking in concentration, for example. He physically can't jump, so it's probably best he just stays grounded at that point. And because he can't jump, he also can't throw balls. So, you know, you got to win some and lose some when it comes to players' abilities. In terms of people who've gone out, then Gutterson, after 14 years, I think it was, at the club, if we go to the history, came through the academy in 2030, left in 44. So, yeah, after 14 years, Gutterson has left to go to one of our feeder clubs. Esbjerg on a free transfer. Alexandro Silva, we've sent on loan to KI. If you remember, we had Madsen and also Clement, the young Spanish guy who's left us now, on loan to KI last year. Well, Silva's gone there this year for some football, so we do wish him luck. Very talented 18-year-old Uruguayan. Clement has left us, as I just mentioned, has gone to Inter Milan. So he's gone for 4.2 million plus 50% of next sale. We paid 5.5k for him. He was with us for 1.5 years, and we've made over 4.15 million profit plus the 50% of next sale. I think it was just a deal we had to do. He's a foreign player. We can only have 4 foreign players within our first team 11. Was he going to ever push out the other people? I don't think so. I think 4.2 million is a good bit of business. Andreas Garde has gone to BK Håkon, another player who came through our academy. Never really got a chance, and he's ended up leaving on a free. Going to Groningen is Okarininan. Yeah, I struggle with that. A player we've had him a few years, but as you can see, he's never got into our first team. Had a few years in our B team. Went on loan to KI, then Honker again, now gone on loan again. He is contracted for a few years. There is a potential that he could leave us for 1.1 million. I decided, after picking him up on a free, he's never convinced me he should be guaranteed in our first team. we're just probably going to cash in on him, to be honest with you. Going on loan at EB in our nation is Luxury. Now, I do have faith for him. He's gone out on loan, and I have asked them to please play him in central midfield. So hopefully he will continue to develop that position and become better and better. 21 years old now, 16 caps for the national team. I like him. He does do a good job when he plays for us, so we'll see what happens there. And the final loan is Mil Helsons has gone on loan to Norway to Sarpsborg. And yeah, another player who came in, picked up on a free transfer, he was. Been with us since 2041. Never really broke into our first team. I think he played 10 games this season in 2042, but only picked up 2 goals and 2 assists. So hasn't really convinced me he should be in our first team this year. So he's left us now. So them transfers being done and pre-season being completed, this is the tactic I'm looking at using for this season. Thorup is going to be our goalkeeper going into the season. Obviously picked up for 700k from Bromby. In fact, actually, you've just reminded me there, some transfers have appeared at the end of last season. So let me just pop this around. We have all of these to go through, which came through at the end of last season. I was thinking there was more. I just, something said to me, Paul, you've not shown everybody here. Okay, so first off was this young defender picked up from our feeder club. He's going into our youth team. He's only 16, Icelandic. Does have some potential. Will he ever become a top defender? I'm not sure. But for 50k, I think it's worth a punt. Juan Gonzalez, who we agreed to sign when he was only 16, has finally joined the club. He can play both wings. He's not a bad player. Isn't a major standout, but again, someone who's come in 600k might develop. And if he doesn't develop, hopefully he will stick around in the nation. Diego Levea comes in for 400k. This was obviously shown to you in a previous episode when I agreed to sign him. He just turned 17. So now he's 18 years old. He's come into the club and he's not a bad defender. Another player who I just hope, now he's in the nation, will go on loan maybe next year, get a few loans within the nation, and just stay in the Fairlands and help develop other teams. Now this central midfielder, Thorsby, comes in for 300k, and what do you think of him? Mentally looks fantastic. If he can develop technically, I think he could be a very solid player, and I do think 300k, he's worth a punt. Now we look at the player who actually reminded me we had people on last year's to point out. Thorup comes in as our new first choice keeper. I think he has a bit of potential. I don't think he's going to be a world beater for us. He's already 25. But he has potential to be a good first choice keeper for a year or two while we look for a long-term replacement, which we might actually have someone else who we've signed to, maybe long-term could be that one. Another player who was pre-arranged is Paul Christensen, Faroe Islands international, 6 caps already aged 17. He had a lot of potential when he came through Sunderland's academy aged 16. He's not developed into a world-class player, but as a Faroe Islands player, bringing him back to the nation had to be done. I say back, he came through Sunderland's academy, but you know what I mean. Big fan of this player. Gongora, a Spanish winger. He can play both wings and centre mid technically. He looks very, very talented. He's 17 years old, good physicals, good mentals, decent technicals, good personality. Can use both feet as well, which is a bonus. Cost us $500,000, but I think it's $500,000 well spent. Let me know on him, but I think he's a good player. And the final one to look at is the potential new goalkeeper. The only issue is he's a foreign player and only having 4 slots. I don't really want to waste one on a goalkeeper. But Antonio Tatti is an Angolan international. He cost us £205,000. He was in the team of the year for under 18s. And we managed to pick him up. 205k. There's profit in him all day long if he doesn't become a first team player for us. But he looks so solid. I honestly think he might be worth using one of our foreign player slots long term, especially when he's around the age of 2021. But he's going to have a few years in our youth team, see how he develops, and then we'll make the call from there. But now we've looked at all the transfers, I hate the fact that some go on last year's, even though they were signed after that season was done. But now we've looked at all the transfers, we're looking at Thorup in goal, Christensen, Madsen, Hansen, Gonzalez and Al-Zawahiri. We really need to rename some of these players. Rotterud, Mishan, Midskoon and Little Skara. I'm going with the two holding defensive mids. Now, if you remember last year, we did have one here. I just want to go with that more solid two side by side when we defend in, to be honest with you. Just see if we can tighten ourselves up a bit. I've also gone with fullbacks on support at the minute. That might adjust as the season kicks in. Maybe in the next episode we'll obviously look back on that. A couple of adjustments as well is the low crosses is on permanently now. And also I removed the counter press for now. I just want to see if we can just be a bit more solid. That has been one of the biggest things that's concerned me in previous episodes, previous seasons. In terms of the season ahead then, our odds are 2-9. KI a second was 7-1, 16-1 Vikingur Goethe and 33-1 for EB, and then there's a big gap down to Vesta, TB, etc. Now I wanted to look at the media's Dream 11, but the issue is it's literally just our team. They've got Sundstrom in behind the striker and Bjornhag up top, which is weird when Little Skara smashed the top goal scorer record last year, yet doesn't make it into the striker, and Mishan, who's been a top player for so long, and Christensen's in there as well, ahead of Al-Zawahiri, who for some reason is a right back. That's the media for you. That's why I'm the manager and not the media. Now, in terms of key players, KI have a couple here, so let's just have a look at them, shall we? Rasmus Andersen, who is the goalkeeper for KI. He's not a bad keeper, been with him a few years now. Could be technically called up to the national team, but he's not anywhere near the level of what we have. And Owusu, who I did actually look at bringing in at one point when we were looking for a new left-back, but just offensively is really weak. He would have to be a very defensive-minded left-back, and he also can't header a ball. So, again, just not close to the level that we have in our team at the minute. Now, someone did ask me about the professional status of all the teams in the league. Every team in the top flight is now professional. Now, unfortunately, every team in the second flight is semi-professional, and that was also asked, the level on both. So, unfortunately, nobody in the second team is professional, but every team in the top flight is. Now, one major thing to point out is, unfortunately, our young potential future star has broken his leg, and he's out for 3 to 5 months, so he's going to miss the whole first half of the season, which is absolutely devastating, to be honest with you, absolutely devastating. The final thing to look at is how pre-season went and these Champions League games. So unfortunately we lost both the Champions League games we had left. We did have a feeling that would happen. We did mention that in the last one. I just felt we weren't quite there yet. We lost 1-0 to Milan at home, and that was using our new 4-2-3-1 formation. So we didn't look too bad in that game, to be honest with you, but still were maybe a little bit too weak before a 4-0 defeat away from home to Bayern Munich saw us go out of the Champions League, finishing in 29th place there, which is, it's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. And in the next season coming up, we have to get to the knockouts. We just have to start pushing on. We really do. And we did then play 3 pre-season friendlies leading up this season. Stjarnan we beat 3-1 before we played KFA and got a 4-1 victory. Then we played Valerenga and got a 3-1 victory. So we're looking decent. We have conceded goals in pre-season though, which is a bit concerning. But we're just going to have to see how the season gets going. But that is it for the start of the season. Hopefully you enjoyed a bit more of a quick, snappy episode. Please make sure you do comment below. Let me know your views on that. I'm trying to this new setup, and hopefully these quicker videos are a bit more enjoyable for you guys. That's what I'm hoping. So comment below. Let me know what you think. I've been Paul, also known as the Northman, and I'll see you next time.